I've heard many of us speak about extremes, emergencies. What we have to come to grip with is that droughts are the new normal. So don't consider them as an extreme anymore. They're going to be there. They're going to be more frequent, deeper, more uncertain, all the dimensions that we need to consider. What I'd like to learn more from Australia is that Australia obviously has demonstrated that it accepts this new normal because it has also modified its governance arrangements in the allocation and sharing of waters beyond what was foreseen. So the old rules where droughts and floods are treated as an extreme did not handle the situation anymore, and a new governance normal, if you allow me, Gary, was introduced. Could you elaborate a bit with us on what that took? And see whether there's maybe other countries here represented in the room. We're at COP22, of course, where there is some learning and sharing to be done. Thank you.
Gary? There is in that article, if people are interested, quite a bit about this, the thing about how you do the governance to set this up. It took a long time, I guess.
Look, it's a hard one to answer quickly, and I will encourage you to read the paper by James Horn in the Water Policy Journal. But look, certainly we drove out, and I should point this out, that whilst we have a natural propensity for drought, we drove ourselves to water scarcity in the Murray-Darling Basin through human reasons, through poor allocation policy. You know, we over-allocated water. We exceeded the environmental sustainable yield of that catchment, that river basin. It's the 6th largest river basin in the world. We exceeded its yield. The water storage of the Murray-Darling Basin is double the mean annual discharge. Double the mean annual discharge, the total water storage capacity. So, as I said, I'm getting back to your point, but as a consequence, we drove ourselves to this scarcity, and the rules had to change. Yeah. So the classic administrative system of water licensing, where governments will give out licenses based on their own political, technical, other agendas, clearly didn't work for us, because it was that process that drove us to over-allocation. It was that process that drove us to scarcity as well, and then droughts come along and just made the whole thing worse and totally collapsed and stressed the system. So there are a lot of changes. The one you said the most important is that drought, you stop treating drought as an exceptional circumstance and you treat it as part of your normal water management. There are dry years and drier years and very dry years, and the other thing we learned is that records can be broken. Yeah. We went, in the Millennium Drought, we went way outside the hydrological record for our country, the recent, at least 150-year hydrological record. And so we had to rethink a lot of that. But absolutely, there are a lot of governance changes, and I encourage you when the journal comes out to read that. Maybe